Okay, let's create something in Studio One. I'm going to just go to Instruments. Let's go to Presonus. Let's go to MyTie. And let's just pick a random preset. What's under Poly? What is this? Okay. Oh, that's cool. F sharp. I'm really bad with scales, but that sounds cool. Those two notes. Why don't we do something with those two notes? So let's just do so we go dun, 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 dun. Let's just hear that. Okay, sounds very plain, but let's duplicate it 4 times. And let's go to Files, and let's find some more cool drums. We were playing around with Synspiration yesterday. Let's see what else we got. About synergetic grooves. Man, I don't know about you, but I'm actually loving all those drums. So let's just bring in all the drums. And let's do what we did yesterday. Let's select them all. Let's shrink them all so they're nice and viewable. And then let's chuck them into a folder. Pack them into a folder. And call the folder drums. And let's open a folder now it's all organized and adjust the levels so we're not blasting everybody out. Because I have a feeling it's going to be loud. Yep, and it was. So what I like to do also is just put a limiter on the master bus. So I'm not clipping, and I always put threshold to 0. And then you can see how hard you're really pushing when you hit play. See, that's hitting so hard because that yellow line. All right, you guys know that by now. So let's just select all the drums and just lower the volume of the drums. All right, let's hear how our little lead line sounds with all that stuff. Oops. All right, it's not my favorite pattern, so let's mess around with the notes a little bit. All right, you're getting there. We're getting there. Try this. All right, let's use that for now. And then maybe this one go lower. All right, cool. Let's group these. So we have just one musical. I like to group things that are one musical idea. So then they can be easily duplicated. If they're all in pieces, it's kind of a pain in the butt. So we have a little lead line there. We're going to have to bring in some bass. What should we do for the bass? Why don't we find a bass synth that we like? All right, that's interesting. Why don't we chuck a piece of that into sample 1? If we right-click on it, send to new sample 1, and follow the song tempo. This one here was the coolest pluck. So why don't we just use that pluck? I'm going to zoom in a little bit. Actually, let me zoom out first, get us close, and then zoom in, get a little surgical on this mofo, and let's hit it. Let's turn the release up on it. How do I do that? Okay. There we go. It's still pretty short, that's why. All right, that's pretty cool. Now we just got to find out what key that's in. Like, what note is that actually? It doesn't really say in this audio loop. So let's bring in a piano. Unless there is something in Studio One that could tell me what that note is. I think there is. But I'm not 100% sure what it is. I think, well, let me turn on chord track. It might be in here. See, I'm learning along with you guys on this one. I want to know what that note is. I want Studio One to tell me. So, maybe tuner? I know I'm supposed to be the expert and I'm like not knowing stuff. But these videos are very like, I think it's just following the note. It says it's C. All right, look, I'm just going to do it old school. All right, I'm just going to bring in a piano and then just match it up. So let me just go to Instruments, Presence. Just go to Artist and just bring in a quick little pop-up piano. Rock piano. Okay, so it is C. So that's good to know. Okay, so the tuner worked. So we can get rid of that tuner now. It did its job. And we were on F sharp. All right, let's mess around with F sharp. Or actually B sharp, B flat. I'm not liking anything that's going on there. Man, not really sure what to do with that bass line. Dun, dun, dun. All right, let's just do this too. Let's turn on Shift C to do a pre-count. Let's just do this. Do it again. One more time. Jeez. All right. So we got something there now. Let's just fix some of the errors. Let's quantize this whole thing. right, this is off to a bad start, but hang with me. Hang with me. We're going to figure this out. Let's get crazy now. Let's go into Mai Tai, go back into Poly. How about ARP3? And go into a Gator. No, let's do an arpeggiator. So what I'm going to do, all right, let's do, just draw 3 notes in here. Doesn't matter where they are. Okay, now these 3 notes I am going to adjust with the chord track. So let's go to the chord track, turn it on, and go narrow. And right now it's set to C, and we want it to go to there. But we don't want it to go to C. We want this to be B flat minor. Let's just see how that sounds. Okay, good. I think we're on the right track. So B flat minor to B. Okay, we're getting there. We're getting there. This might turn out to be good. Thank you guys for hanging with me. The guys that left early are going to miss this. And then let's just duplicate these guys and go. This one will be C sharp minor or D flat minor. And this one will be E flat minor. All right, I think that's what we want. Let's hear how it sounds. Okay, this one's wrong. Needs to be D flat, not D flat minor. That's a cool intro. Let's use that as our intro. Let's group it. Duplicate. Let's duplicate this chord track up here. Okay, now we're going to do one thing here. So we're going to make a cool little swooshy down arpeggiated thing right at the end here using auto scale. So if you go to the scale, and what scale are we in? We're in E flat minor, which is also D sharp minor. So I go D sharp, chromatic, minor. Turn on scale, okay? And then we do Control Alt and do like a and maybe do an up here. Control Alt and just drag up. Let's just hear how that sounds. Am I in the wrong scale? I don't think I am. It just didn't sound good. So let's undo that. And let's try it again. Good enough. And let's do a little EDM thing here. Let's put a compressor on this presence track, this piano. And let's use the kick, it's track 5, the kick to sidechain into there. So send it to there. And this way the piano is going to pump a little bit. Let's just solo that and solo the kick. You'll hear what I'm saying. There we go. Good. And let's also put the compressor on this poly here. So can I just alt and drag? Good. All right. And let's go to add another instrument. Might as well add another synth. Since this is turning pretty EDM-y. Let's go to My Tai, and let's bring in another poly under here and another ARP. Let's try ARP 4 on this one. And let's duplicate this track onto there. I'm going to just solo it. I want to hear how this sounds. I want to add this arpeggiator. Can I alt drag into this track? I can. Let's hear how that sounds. Let's transpose it. It's a nice sounding synth. Let's add the chord track to it. Actually, that sounds like a great intro, to be honest. Why don't we drag everything now? Well, let's do this. Let's add an arranger. Nope, that's not what I want to do. I want to extend these. Let's call this verse 1. And let's call this verse 2. And let's select these and drag them over to the side like this. And let's hold Alt, drag this over like that. And let's see, let's make this the intro. So I'm going to hit Alt and just copy that there. No tambourine. And we'll call this intro. And take these out. And we want to add a sweep up. So let's go to Files and just do Sweep. See what stuff pops up here. Let's go to just Sound Sets. And let's check out some sweeps. This is the one we want. Nice long sweep. Let's hear how this sounds. What I like to do on my sweeps is, first of all, lower the volume a little bit. Add some reverb to them, because then they get real spacey. So let's go to Effects. Let's turn off these pictures. We're adults here. We don't need cartoons. And then we could put room reverb on there. And let's hear how that sounds. Good. All right, let's hear how it sounds when everything comes in. It's terrible. Let me turn the chord track on this because it's not working otherwise. There we go. Let's try that. And let's copy these chords. That was just a bad idea to not do that. Okay, I want to copy these chords. So Alt, drag these mamas. And let's add the compressor that's on this track to this track, just so we get the pumping going. And let's add a little bit of a EQ on this guy. And just automate this guy like this. Let's go back to here. Let's right click on this knob to automate it. And let's expand that and do this. All right, now, I mean, this there is a lot of elements missing. Like there's no real lead up to this verse part. So it's not sounding really like a finished song. All right, let's play from the beginning again, and then that'll be it. You know, I like to try to keep these under 20 minutes, but this one went long because it sucked at first. So I had to make it at least betterer. And should I even upload this? Because it's still not good. Should I even upload it? Yes, because it's just what I did today. So they can't all be winners. Yesterday was good. Today's bad. But you have to get the bad ones. Let me just. This is a good point. You have to get the bad ones out of the way sometimes. Like for every 3 bad ones like this, I'll pop out a good one. But if I don't do the bad ones, the good ones don't pop out. So they can't all be winners. I'm going to upload pretty much whatever I do. You could still probably learn something from this video, even though the song's kind of crap. But it's got its pieces. I'll play it one more time, and then we'll end off. Come on. Sorry, I'm messing with the transpose here, trying to get it back to 0. All right, since this is a bad song, let's just do something crazy. I don't know, let's mess with the whole main bus, and let's just add an effect on the entire thing, like Empire. Let's hear how that sounds. That's what I'm talking about. Might as well get crazy if it's that bad. It's a cool lo-fi sound. Okay, so that's how Empire sounds on the main bus. What else can we just chuck on the main bus for funds? Let's go to... How about Open Air? How about just put a crazy reverb on the main bus and just hear how it sounds. Cool. All right. That's what one would expect that to sound like. How about Red Light District on the main bus? Yeah, it's just, of course. Let's look for a more melodic effect. Like... X-Trem. What about X-Trem on the main bus? Now that's cool. Or even that. Or even that. That's pretty cool. Now this is pretty cool. 100% depth of 1/16 tremolo on the main bus. It gives it a nice. It might be cool to use this as a track in something else, and not make this the full track. Obviously, like all the instruments, but this is a cool effect. On a square shape. All right. So we just mangled the track by adding stuff on the main bus. So when your song is bad, destroy the main bus is the moral of the story. Anyway, I hope that gave you something today. Positive, negative, I don't know what. Something. All right, I'll see you tomorrow.